Hello everyone. Welcome to the module number 10 of our online course on electricity and electrical wiring. This module focuses on safety requirements. In today's lecture, we'll address the crucial topic of electrical hazards and safety considerations. Let's get started. The objective of this lecture are to enable students to be aware and knowledgeable about the hazards of electricity, and secondly, to be aware of the students of the precautions and safety measures to be taken during any electric hazard. So, what do we mean by hazards of electricity? Electricity that powers our home, our businesses, and our lifestyle can be dangerous if not handled with caution. One moment of carelessness can cause havoc, ranging from small electric shocks to massive accidents such as fires, destructions of equipment, or even death. Precautions such as correct wiring, grounding, and not overloading circuits according to safety norms can prevent such accidents. Electricity enriches our life, but we must treat it as with caution. Electrical safety procedures and training prevent accidents, injuries, and fatalities. Some of the most critical electrical hazards includes electric shocks. Electric shock is a hazardous event when a person makes contact with an electrified part of an instrument. This gives the electricity a path by which it can flow through the body of the person and appear as symptoms that vary from unpleasant feelings and numbness to severe injuries, such as paralysis or death. Children and elderly individuals are extremely susceptible because they possess small bodies and minimal strength. The health of the individual is also to be considered. Those who do have pre-existing medical conditions are at greater risk for severe outcomes. Electric shock can cause anything from minor pain and transient numbness to severe injury that can result in paralysis or death. It is especially important because such children and the elderly are especially at risk. Their relatively smaller bodies and perhaps lower physical resistance render them extremely susceptible to risk from electrical hazards. Education about the risk and precautions is an important way of avoiding exposing oneself and others to risk from electric shocks. The second important point is electrical burns. Electrical burns are sustained when an individual comes into contact with a live appliances or live wire. Electrical burns are far more dissimilar than burn caused by heat because electrical burns can cause deeper tissue damages and are absorbed inside the body with or without little or no indication on the outside. Internal damage results in widespread damage to muscles and nerve tissues, and the worst case, surgery in the form of amputation is necessary. The medical personnel on the scene must diagnose and treat electrical burn victims immediately because prompt treatment can prevent devastating complications and improves outcome. Precautions to be taken in case of electric shock or electric burn are as follows. First, see that they are not in contact with any live conductors, equipments, or points of electricity before coming in contact with someone else. If the victim of electric shock is still in contact with the machine, contact will lead to yet another electric shock to him. Therefore, Turn off the main switch and remove the supply of electricity. Separate the victim and do not touch him with your naked hand. Use non-conductive items such as dry wood, any insulated hand gloves, etc. Once the sufferer has been separated, make sure he is breathing. If breathing stops or slows, use artificial respiration to help restore or improve breathing. Continuous mouth-to-mouth artificial respiration is necessary until breathing improves. If the victim has burns, do not break blisters. Rinse the burn with cold running water and cover the burn with a dressing. Get immediate medical help as soon as possible. Next important point is fire hazard. Fire is the combustion of a material which produces heat and light. Oxygen reacts with the combustible materials to produce heat, light, and byproducts such as ash. When a material is heated, its temperature rises gradually. At a certain temperature, oxidation of the hot material occurs and fire begins to produce heat and light. A fire requires heat, fuel, and oxygen to keep burning, and it is extinguished when one or more of these elements are removed. So firefighting skill is the removal of any of the basic elements of fire such as fuel, heat, or oxygen. Simple fires caused by the combustion of wood, paper, cotton, cloth, and other materials can be removed by splashing water on them. Water's cooling effect removes heat from fire and it is extinguished. To remove a fire caused by the combustion of petroleum products such as petrol, kerosene, or chemicals that react with water, special extinguishing agents and techniques has to be applied to extinguish that. Electrical fire, which is the most important thing, can be caused by old or damaged electrical conductors, overloading, loose connections, or any spiking. Overloading heats conductors, melt insulating materials, and cause fires. Water is an electrical conductor and vaporizes when heated in conductors or insulating materials. Splashing water on an electrical fire is hazardous because it causes electric shock. One should not splash water on electrical fire. Electrical fire are caused by a number of reasons such as faulty appliances, overloaded circuits, or old wiring. Electrical fire are highly risky because they spread very rapidly and cause loss of lives and properties in a matter of minutes. Interestingly, as per the National Fire Protection Association, electrical fires cause hundreds of home fires annually, and hence awareness and preventive measures are very much necessary. Checks are particularly necessary in old structures where the wiring becomes faulty. So some precautions to be taken in case of a fire, and let's discuss about that. So first thing is that one has to keep calm. In the event of a crisis, remaining calm allows you to think and make decisions logically. Panic can lead you to make decisions that will put yourself and others in greater danger. Warns others of the risk of fire and make sure that everyone is aware and able to act to protect themselves. Encourage others to warn all people in the building and organize a systematic evacuation. This is required to save valuable time and lives. Next important point to be in mind is escape safely. That means following the route of fire escape does not cause panic and enable one to the exit. Going down using the stairs is important, and one should not use the elevators in such conditions because it can be a trap during a fire. And do not use water to extinguish electric fire. Never try to extinguish an electric fire with water because water is an electrical conductor and will cause electrocution. Use a Class C fire extinguisher. It is also called electric fire extinguisher, and it will be helpful in case of electric fire. So while using electric fire extinguisher, so for small fires you could easily use a fire extinguisher, but there is a method called pass method. So all the letters have a meaning. Say P is for pull the pin. This will dislodge the temper seal so that you can release the extinguisher. A stands for point to the nozzle. Point the nozzle or hose into the bottom of the fire. Shoot at the source of the flames, not the flames. S stands for squeeze the handle. Squeeze the handle to discharge the extinguishing agent, but one has to be careful while doing so. Again, S stands for sweep side to side. Sweep the nozzle side to side across the base of the fire, back and forth until it appears to be out. So make sure that fire doesn't reflash. Now next point one should remember is to close the door behind yourself. Closing door will reduce fire spread and smoke movement, and it will slowing down and providing additional time to exit and hence respond for the occupant and the firefighters respectively. If smoke is ascending, crawl low on the ground, which will prevent one from inhaling the smoke. And the next important point is to call emergency service immediately. After you are safe, calling for help, because those are trained person. So if they comes to the location, they will able to save you and save more people during the time of fire. So these are the precautions one has to be kept in mind while handling fire situations. Next, another important hazard is explosion. The trajectory of an electric spark has the capability of causing explosion phenomena, especially in explosive environment. To prevent catastrophic consequences, there is a strong need to detect possible ignition causes and enforce suitable safety measures. Precautionary steps like using explosive-proof equipment and ensuring periodic safety practices can go a long way to minimize the incidence of such hazards. Another hazard called arc flash is an explosive and momentary release of energy as a result of an electrical fault within a system. An arc flash generates a flash of blinding light and a heat blast, leading to serious burns, hearing impairments, or even blindness. Causes of arc flash accidents are often unexpected and can be exacerbated by inadequate maintenance of or misuse of personal protective equipment. Therefore, businesses are required to assign topmost priority to arc flash studies and adopt protective practices to safeguard their employees from this kind of hazards. Electric overload is another hazard. It happens when you crowd power-hungry appliances on one circuit so that wires and gadgets starts to overheat. It is a common concern in buildings that double the uses of high wattage appliances like air conditioners and electric heaters at once. An electric overload can be devastating as it can lead to failure of the circuit or even fire. To help reduce such worries, users should consider using power strips rarely and not set up multiple gadgets in a daisy chain manner which can also increase the risk of overload. Sometimes static electricity can be also dangerous. While underappreciated, static electricity can be a serious safety concern when used in industrial processes that involves explosive-based materials. Static electricity can cause strong sparks that can ignite explosive vapors or combustible dust. Optimizing against static and grounding techniques and anti-static materials are some great ways to combat the danger of static electricity and achieve a better work-friendly environment. Dear students, we learned a lot of electrical hazards today. I hope you can answer the following questions now. Hazard can come at any time and without warning. Therefore, we should be ready to tackle such incident at any time. The safety of everyone is the most important. So safety is needed at home and in the workplace. Electricity is very helpful and necessary in our daily life. But if we do not take proper safety precautions, electricity can be very dangerous and even life-threatening. In order to provide safety, everyone concerned should know about the situation and be in continuous cooperation. Failure to provide safety or going against safety regulation can lead to an unpleasant scenario such as an accident or a fire which can destroy or injure life and property. There are always the most suitable steps and procedures for doing and completing a work satisfactorily and safely. A careless approach to doing a job is risky and hence can lead to unpleasant scenarios. So proper safety precautions should be ensured prior to any event which we will be covering in this lecture. Following safety precautions and regulations in electricity uses is necessary to prevent electric risk. To start with, there must be a proper insulation of electricity. All electric cabling has to be insulated so that objects or people do not come into contact accidentally with any live wires. These insulators are protective layers that keeps electric shocks and short circuits away. These insulating materials restrict electric current to conductors by enveloping or surrounding electric wires and components, basically reducing the possibilities of accidental contact, excessive heat, and electrical. The worn out insulation material would be inspected for wear and tear from time to time so that they are still intact. Second point is circuit breakers and fuses. So fuses and circuit breakers are the fundamental devices used in protecting electrical wires against short circuits and overloads. So these devices has to be installed properly in our homes and industries. Third point, grounding. Grounding is very important. We have already discussed about grounding in our previous videos, so you can go through that and learn about that. And last and fourth one is periodic maintenance. It is very important. So we have to keep maintaining our electrical circuit in a regular interval. Organize regular inspection and maintenance of electrical equipments, not only equipments, wiring and electrical installations also. So identification of wear, breakage or potential failure at any early stage can prevent accident and hazardous conditions. Another important point, that is personal protective equipment should be employed at necessary places. Let us now discuss about first aid. What is it actually? So at home or in the workplace, first aid material must be readily available so that quick response can be done in the event of an accident or emergency. First aid kits are a strict necessity in the workplace. During an accident, injury or emergency, first aid must be administered so that the conditions will not worsen until proper medical treatment is administered. First aid is the administration of initial treatment for an injury or illness. It is generally administered by the layman of a sick or injured casually until proper medical treatment is available. Some self-limiting illness or minor injury may no longer need further medical treatment other than first aid. It is usually a series of simple and in the few steps perhaps life-saving measures which one can learn to carry out with little apparatus. So overall goal of first aid is to save life, prevent further harm and promote recovery. So these are few points about first aid. So now let's talk about safety signs. So safety signs are standard symbols, images or signs. They are provided to provide information about the state of specific items or locations. The primary goal is to display what to do and what not to do. Safety signs are extremely crucial in guaranteeing electrical safety. There are numerous safety signs used in electrical installation and projects. An electrician must become acquainted with safety signs. Here are some images of caution sign, danger sign, radiation sign, high voltage sign, etc. So we have to be careful once we see these symbols near any electrical installation. Dear learner, it is now time for a self-check of what we have learned so far. Please attempt the following questions. So to conclude, in this lecture we have discussed about different electric hazards and different safety measures to be taken while there is a electric hazard. I hope these points will help you understanding the topic in a better way. Thank you so much. I hope the information shared in this lecture has helped you enhancing your understanding on different hazards on electricity and hence to learn different safety requirements. Thank you.